Unfortunately, over the past 100 years, the leaders of the Pentecostal churches did precisely what others before them had done. They lost the truth of the gospel. But this time, there haven't been many leaving the Pentecostal churches to start new churches. The reason for that is this. Legitimate evangelists are no longer preaching the truth of the gospel to unbelievers. Instead, pretenders are preaching a false gospel to people who mistakenly think they have already been born again. 50 years ago, there were still legitimate Baptist and Pentecostal evangelists who were preaching the truth of the gospel. At that time, evangelists like Billy Graham were preaching the gospel in revival meetings held around the world. Itinerant evangelists were also holding revival meetings in local churches, where they'd preach the gospel to the young people of the church before moving on to another local church to do the same thing. So people were still being born again because they were believing the gospel and repenting. That is, they were honestly confessing that they knew they had sinned, and they were apologizing to God for their sins. But the evangelists who were preaching the truth 50 years ago are, for the most part, all gone today, and nobody has stepped up to replace them. Today, Satan has nearly everybody believing his lies, and those lies are preventing people from believing the truth of the gospel so that they can honestly apologize to God. Therefore, I'm going to tell you what you need to know to be born again. That is, I'm going to explain the truth of the gospel so that you can understand what you need to know. If you believe what I tell you, you can then go to God and honestly apologize. You can say, I know how I have sinned against you. I know I'm not worthy of salvation, but I sincerely apologize for what I've done. You will at least have the opportunity to be born again because you will understand the basics of the gospel message.